part 3 of video. Let's continue.
You create it because one thing is somewhere you believe it's a kind of power. Most people believe anger is power, but when it overtakes them, they suffer. When they give a little dose to somebody and they get scared, they enjoy it. I did boom and that guy got scared. It's nice. So once you think it's power, when it becomes overpowering over yourself, then it's a disaster. So people can propel themselves into action with negative emotions like anger, resentment, hatred. Hatred is a fire which can make people do many, many things. A whole lot of people have done intense conquering and invasions out of hatred. Powering yourself with negative emotions like this is, in the villages and small towns in Karnataka, this used to be there at one time, fortunately it's ended I think these days. When the Diwali comes, it's coming right now, what they will do, they will find a donkey and tie a string of crackers to its tail. Poor donkey, when the crackers start bursting, the donkey will run faster than a racehorse, terrified. But this is not the way to perform. This is going to cost life, this is going to destroy you in many ways. Well, Mr. Bolt runs very fast, not because his tail is on fire, because he's prepared his legs and lungs, because behind those legs and lungs there is a dedicated life, a life that is devoted to doing what they want to do. This is one thing we must understand. Whatever you want to do, whatever it is, whether it is music, art, sport, business, spirituality, it doesn't matter what. Unless you're absolutely devoted to what you're doing, you will never do anything significant. You will do mediocre stuff, you will survive, make a living. But if you want to do something significant, you must be absolutely devoted to whatever you're doing. Only then it will bring you to a place where you're significant in what you're doing. Otherwise, nothing. So, Mr. Bolt, people know him only like this. You've not seen him training? Day in and day out they'll be training, they can't eat what they want, they're careful about everything, every drop of water he drinks or what, everything is measured and taken care of. But his glory is just 9 seconds. Those 9 seconds has years of preparation.
That really makes sense, sir. And of course, didn't want to interrupt you, but… So the reason why I asked you this, and it makes sense, is because when I was talking to myself, I do talk to myself.
I'll tell you one thing. You come to me for 3 weeks because you said I'm over 30, that's a concern for a footballer. It is. For a sports person, it's always a concern, because the life of a sports person is short, brief. You have to rise spectacularly, otherwise if you go step by step like you're in a management, thing, you're not going to get anywhere, you have to rise like that. So over 30 is a concern. If you spend 3 weeks with me, I'll make you 5 years younger, how's that?
Sounds like a deal. Don't be happy, the offer is only for me. No, so I'll tell you why it makes sense, sir, because when I'm talking to myself, the most I'm doing, I want to be honest, the most I'm doing is do this, do this, do this. And why I say this? Because right now you said about food. So my talking right now maximum is, tomorrow you got 5 meals, make sure you eat whatever is prescribed and don't eat something that your body doesn't need. And so in the last 6 months, and food is one of the biggest thing in my career right now, has given me so much of better results in terms of the way I think first, because we all think it's about 6 packs and stuff like that. It is not. In the last 8 months, I've realized I'm more happier just because I'm taking care of my food. And right now, when you said that 4 years the guy eats right and people don't see it, and just the 9 seconds, that makes so much of sense. And that's one of the reasons why I talk to myself a lot. That make sure you're disciplined, make sure you're 30 plus, and make sure you don't waste time.
You spend 3 weeks with me, I will talk to you once, after that you don't have to talk to yourself.
That sounds like a deal. But for normal people, so what is the best way to meditate?
What makes you think they're normal?
For everyone who is not playing for BFC, what do you think is the best way to play it?
Now, we must understand the English word meditation does not say anything specific. In the sense, if someone sits here with eyes closed, people think he's meditating. But as you said, you could be sitting here and talking to yourself. You could be thinking, you could be contemplating, maybe you're chanting a mantra, it's called japa. You may be doing tapa, which is a way of generating heat in the system. You may be doing dharana, dhyana, shunya, samadhi, samyama, like this. There are many things. English language is not descriptive when it comes to inner dimensions. English language is very good outside, technically, materially it's a very good language. But when it comes to inner experiences, there are not enough words to describe the various dimensions of human experience that happens. So the word English meditation is very general, doesn't say anything specific. If we understand, if we want to understand the word meditation as dhyan or dhyana, being in Karnataka it's dhyana, okay. If you go to Tamil Nadu, it becomes dhyanam. So, if it is dhyan or dhyana that you're talking about, what it means is, if you sit here, your body is here, your mind is out there, what is you is somewhere else. That means there is a little distance between you and your body, between you and your mind. Once there is little distance between you and your body and your mind, suddenly everything is crystal clear. What you think is so complicated is very simple. It's just like, right now I came through… What a city you created, huh? There was a time when I lived in Mysore, if we just thought about it like that, this 140 kilometers, those days it was a single track road, but we would race to make it like in 1 hour 35 minutes, 1 hour 40 minutes, like this. And we would come to Bangalore, right down MG Road, and again turn back and go straight back to Mysore.
Impossible now.
What a beautiful city it was, and what have you made out of it in these last few years? It doesn't even feel like Bangalore. Neither the temperature, nor the visually, nor the traffic, nor the people. Most of them are talking Hindi. So nothing feels like Bangalore, and I see even Hitler is back on the shelf. So, this dimension of what you call as meditation is essentially a little distance. So you're in the traffic, how bad it is. Suppose you took off in an airplane or a balloon, hot air balloon or something, you look down, this stuck-up traffic looks quite nice, really. In the night especially, it looks quite nice when the traffic is jammed up. Have you seen this from the airplanes? But when you're in it, it's a totally different affair. When you're in it, the way you suffer it is one thing. Once there is distance, is a totally different affair. See, for example, this planet is round, though Bangalore people think it's flat. It's only from Bangalore they started, right? But Earth is flat once again. You know this? Somebody wrote a book called Earth is Flat.
From Bangalore?
Yes, about Bangalore. So, forever we argued. We would have continued to argue, because if you walk up and down this floor, you can feel it's flat, of course. But we started flying. We looked down, clearly it was round. Then we went and stood on the moon and looked down, 100% it is round, no argument anymore. This is what you need to do with your mind and your body. There's a little distance, suddenly everything is crystal clear. Simple things. For people have lived here for 50-60 years, and they still don't know how to handle their thought and emotion. When are they going to learn? After 1,000 years? When? If you do not know how to handle your thought, how the hell did you live till now? I don't know. By accident. When you live by accident, anxiety is normal. How else can it be? Suppose accidentally you don't know how to ride a motorcycle or a car, let's say. Accidentally it started rolling. Anxiety or no?
Yeah.
Hold on guys, continue
Picked up
करेंगे
speed, fear or no?
next video.
Became very fast, terror.
Just hold on, okay? अभी मेन स्टार्ट हुआ है इनका, इंफॉर्मेशन सब कुछ है, जस्ट होल्ड ऑन.